understand why a mother would actively harm her own child. Have a conversation with his mother. Harm her own child. To understand why a mother would actively harm her own child until he brought in a conversation with learned. Flew into a furious rage, unable to understand why a mother would actively harm her own child until he brought would actively harm her child until he brought in a therapist to have a conversation to have a conversation with his mother. Just to enjoy his mother to have a conversation when he learned his mother yet had an extreme that was when he learned his that was when he learned his mother had she kept feeding just to enjoy feeling yet his mother flat out just to enjoy feeling yet his mother desire for control. She kept feeding Sean just to enjoy feeling needed. She kept feeding just to enjoy flat out and shoved and shoved all the blame for control. She kept feeding Sean. She kept feeding for control. She kept extreme desire for control. She kept feeding Sean just to enjoy feeling needed. Just to enjoy feeling needed. Yet yet feeling needed. Yet his mother flat out refused to admit flat out refused and Dr. Law yet his mother blame onto the doctor all the blame and shoved all the blame onto the onto the doctor. The doctor lost his temper. To the doctor lost his temper. Kicked him out of hospital. Yet even so, his mother hospital. Yet even so, his mother still and kicked him out of hospital. And kicked them out of the hospital. Yet and kicked them out. Lost his temper. On to the doctor. The doctor lost his temper and kicked them doctor lost his temper and kicked them out of the hospital. Yet mother still
was not. How y'all doing? Be eating in a day. I mean, this is what do you expect to lead in? I don't know. Back home, gonna keep you on. Has worked with Jim. You can't gain or. Right. And what are you telling me?
I don't know what we're
Nothing I can.
tired.
And asked him if
And now
I mean, this is just.
got here too.
we have slipped a few.
Sure. So get ready to buckle down. Ain't worried about that. I just don't know how.
40 pounds.
You're 844. Finally in the same page.
Our trouble we didn't.
You say, okay? This is telling me what I need to know.
Right.
And what you're telling me is not the reality about his eating habit, because that doesn't make it so bad. And really, if you can live to the end of it,
No, that I'm just now getting
talking about your food, do not.
all of it. I haven't.
Are you telling me that to say? What did that have to do with your eating habit? Ross, right now.
Nutritionist when I first got here too. I didn't get it.
James, this is ridiculous. What nutrition you need? Everybody else and can
Cheeseburgers.
you get to retrain your body? Seriously, you're eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that. You're eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that. And you don't want to quit that.
Yet even so,
Eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that.
yet even so, out of the hospital.
You're eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that.
Yet even so, even so,
Want to quit that. You're responsible to yourself and overeating, and you keep being following. Maybe you think you can lie. You can't gain over 100 pounds eating almost 13 times. Mind-boggling. Stop over 50.
That we have to him
Some
nothing else.
every day and out. It's not some. What do you expect us to do? If you want to stay in the bed?
Hey,
How?
eat right.
You might as well go.
On us. The best.
Why are you here? We got nothing so far. You're eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that.
yet even so, his mother mistake. His mother. Yet even so, his mother. The car still failed to his mother. Yet even so, his mother still failed to realize her mistake. She got into the car. She got into The second she got into the car, the second she got into the car, the second she got into the car, she handed in the car. She handed Sean a chicken drumstick. She handed Sean a chicken drumstick. Sean suddenly felt something. Sean
yourself to death and you don't want to quit.
kicked them out of the hospital.
You're eating yourself to death and you don't want to quit that.
Yet even so, his mother still failed to realize her mistake. The second she got into the
Can somebody give me something to eat, please? Can somebody give me something to eat, please? Can somebody give me something to eat, please? To eat, please.
accidentally let out a stinky fart. Yet
Can somebody give me something to eat, please? Can somebody give me something to eat, please?
Kane accidentally let out a accidentally Kane accidentally let out a stinky fart. Yet in Kane accidentally let out a Kane accidentally let out a stinky fart. Yet Yet instead of ruining her appetite, it actually made her hungrier. It actually Kane accidentally let out a stinky fart. Yet instead of ruining Kane
To eat, please.
Kane accidentally let out a fart. Kane accidentally let out a stinky fart. Yet instead of ruining Kane accidentally let out a stinky fart, yet instead of ruining her appetite, it actually made her even hungrier. Blueberry food favorite. Bite in. We're simply Kane's absolute favorite. One bite in. Simply Kane blueberry jam. We're simply Kane's absolute favorite. One bite in. It was so good. Absolute blueberry jam. We're simply Kane's favorite. One bite in. It was so good. Favorite. One bite in. One bite. It was so good. It was so good. Kane's absolute favorite. One bite in. One bite in. It was so good. It was so good to get away with the kitchen. It was so good she couldn't stop. One bite in. It was so in. It was so good she couldn't stop eating. It was so good she his absolute favorite. One bite in. It was so good. In. It was so good she couldn't stop. So good she couldn't stop eating. Yet this amount one bite in. It was so good she couldn't stop eating. Yet this amount was way. I actually yet this amount couldn't stop eating. Yet this amount was way. Yet this amount was way too little for her. Score some. To get away with eating more, Kane actually just to score table of delicious was way too little for her. To get away with eating more, Kane actually hearing the news was way too little for her. To get away with eating more, Kane actually lied about being pregnant just to score some treatment. Hearing the news, and rushed. Hearing the news, her hearing the news, hearing the news, her family joy and the kitchen 30 chicken drums and her family. Of delicious food. Hearing the news, her family were instantly overjoyed and rushed in. Doctor discovered just to score some special treatment. Hearing the to prep third to score some special treatment. Just to score some special treatment. We're into overjoyed. Hearing the news. Hearing the news. Special treatment. Hearing just lied about being pregnant just to score some treatment. Hearing the news, her family were instantly overjoyed and rushed to the kitchen. Drumsticks. Chicken drumstick. Overjoyed. Family were instantly overjoyed. The kitchen. Her family were instantly overjoyed. Into the celebrate the occasion. Joyed and rushed into the kitchen to prep 30 chicken drums, 30 drumsticks to celebrate the occasion. And rushed into the kitchen to prep 30 chicken to prep the occasion. Sly smile. Soon enough to celebrate the occasion, seeing her whole family running around busy for her, came to celebrate the occasion, seeing her whole family running around busy chicken drumsticks to celebrate the occasion. Drumsticks to celebrate the occasion. To celebrate the occasion, busy for running around. The food is right in front of her. Running around busy for enough. The food right in front of her. Flash smile. So now food is right in front of her. Kenai flashed a sly smile. Found busy for her. Kenai. Kenai flashed a sly smile. Kenai flashed a sly smile. Soon enough, down a huge bite. Sit down. Kenai wiped out. Soon enough, the drumsticks to celebrate the occasion, seeing her whole family running around wolfed it down, overjoyed. Hearing the news, her special treatment. Hearing the news about being pregnant, just to score some special news, her family were instantly overjoyed and rushed into the kitchen to prep 30 chicken. Family 30 chicken drum. To celebrate the occasion, seeing her whole family to celebrate the seeing her drumsticks to celebration to prep into the kitchen overjoyed and rushed into the kitchen to prep her family were instantly overjoyed and rushed into the kitchen to prep 30 chicken drumsticks to celebrate the occasion. To celebrate to celebrate the whole family running around before Kenai flashed us. The food was served right in front of her. Sit down. The food was served right in front of her. Right, wolfed it down in huge front of her. She wolfed it down in huge front of her. Her food was served right in front of her. She wolfed served right in front of her. She front of her. Food was served right in front of her. She wolfed down. She wolfed it down in front of her. She wolfed it down. Barely, I wiped out food. Huge bites. Barely even. Barely even chewing. Barely even chewing before her family could sit down. Before her family could even sit down. Even sit down. Came without a whole without delicious food. Kenai wiped out a whole table. Food. Kenai wiped out a whole. Sit down. Kenai sit down. Kenai wiped out a whole without even sit down. Kenai. Kenai wiped out. Sit down. Kenai wiped out. Wiped a whole delicious down. Kenai wiped. Kenai wiped out. Kenai wiped out a whole food. Kenai wiped out a whole table of delicious behind a single without leaving without leaving behind a single crumb. Yet holding her flat belly, she still felt like it wasn't enough. She still behind us from yet food without leaving behind a single crumb. Yet holding her belly, she still felt like it wasn't enough. Yet hold belly. Yet holding her, it wasn't enough. She still felt like it, her flat belly. She still felt like it wasn't enough. She still felt like it wasn't aimlessly. Yet holding her flat belly, she still felt like it. Wasn't enough. Then she shamelessly wanted to say no. To go by a husband wanted to know. No. Her husband, he was yet realizing he had to blind her non-stop eating. He had to blindly obey. Due to her non-stop eating. Due to
line, or just give it up. Let's go. Who wants to eat some cake? Let's go. Bring on the cake. Bring both. Let's go.
blindly obey.
Let's go.
He had to blindly obey.
Bring on the cake. Bring both cakes.
You know, if I keep going,
Bring on the cake. Bring both cakes.
Non
Eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that.
Yet even so, his mother still failed to realize her mistake. Drumstick. Drumstick. On a chicken drumstick.
I hate this.
You're eating yourself to death, and you and that's your responsibility. Nobody else is in here. You got yourself in this. You don't want to quit that.
Yet even his weight, with no other choice. The doctor had to use a specialized scale. To weigh him, the digital number finally stopped at 919 pounds. The doctor's face darkened instantly, stating that staying alive out the window right away. Instead, her own child flat out refused to admit it and shoved all the blame onto the doctor. The doctor lost his temper and kicked them out of the hospital.
You're eating yourself to death, and you don't want to quit that.
Yet even so, his mother still failed to realize her mistake. The second she got into the car, she handed Sean a chicken drumstick non-stop
You know, if I
eating.
keep
Kene's
going.
body. Due to her non-stop eating, Kene's body quickly sounded the alarm. Due to her non-stop eating, Kene's body sounded the alarm. Non-stop eating, Kene's body quickly sounded the alarm, and she was rushed. She was rushed to the hospital for emergency. She was rushed to the hospital, and she was rushed to and she was rushed to the After checking her over, the doctor discovered emergency care. And she was rushed to the hospital for emergency care. After emergency care. After this, her husband was just severely constipated. The doctor discovered Kenai was just checking her over. The doctor, after checking her over, the doctor discovered severely constipated. I was just severing this. Her constipated. Hearing this, to ask about the rush to ask about totally confused. The doctor looked totally confused. Can I with a serious look. Totally confused, and stated Kenai wasn't, and stared at Kenai with a serious look. Her husband stared at Kenai with a serious look. Kenai cool. The quack, threatening to quack to the media. Can I was look? Can I try doctor out as a quack? The whole thing to the media. The whole thing to the media. threatening to ruin the whole thing to the media, to ruin his career, media, to ruin his career, to ruin rush to all stench to prep a and he was rushed to the hospital to prep a real breakfast for rushed to the finish. His wife rushed to the kitchen to prep a real breakfast. Al stench to prep a real breakfast for him. Right at that moment, his wife was only looking straight. His wife followed the smell. She rushed. His wife followed the smell. Rushed over to clean it. Acted like a star. Yell at her. She rushed over to clean him up with a tissue. She rushed over to clean him up with a tissue. Exhausted. She rushed over to clean him up with a tissue. In there, desperately shoving. Exhausted James acted like a starving wolf. Rushed over to clean him. James. She rushed over to clean him up with a tissue. Exhausted. Desperate. Sounded the exhausted James. Emergency care. On his death, and demanded to know. Exhausted James. Food. Food. His body sounded. Before all the food into his mouth. Before his body sounded. His body. His body sounded He was the hospital from care. James Long is that bad. Or he sound alarm and arm. And he was the and he was from the care. Up to the doctor. And he was rushed to the hospital from his care. Before long, his body sounded the alarm, and he was rushed to the hospital on his deathbed. James lying on his deathbed. Tracked down the doctor. The doctor tracked down his wife and she was up the chair. Get him food. His wife and why she always the doc, the wife James screamed if she why she always enabled him the or even the wife's if she didn't vote she screamed together the wife's if she didn't give him if she did give him food at her or or even her from sharing or even or no other choice him to or even ban or even ban her yell at her or even at night cancel his weight loss program or even ban his weight loss with no other choice. His weight loss him to a with no other choice. With no other choice. Loss program. The doctor canceled the weight loss program. Doctor canceled dinner. And trans center.
I'm I'm here to the weight loss program, and you're going from here to a drug addiction program. from here to a drug here drug addiction here from here drug addiction, and you're going from here drug addiction. You're going from here drug addiction here drug addiction. Going from here drug addiction program.
I think something.
The weight loss program, and you're going from here drug addiction. Loss program, and you're going from here drug addiction program.
I think something.
You are finished.
While hospitalized, James kept attending a party.
A white girl with a black girl's ass. Girl. A white girl with a black girl's ass. I'm taking that home to mama.
The tycoon walked right up to and hit on him. With his sweet talk, face to and hit on him. Yet, the man didn't. Yet, faced with his sweet, the man didn't. No choice. As words dropped, a woman. The man didn't but choice. With his sweet talk, the man didn't budge at all. With his sweet talk, the man didn't budge at all. With no tycoon pulled out his move. As soon as the tycoon move, as soon as a woman in a tycoon pulled out his ultimate move. The tycoon.
Naughty. You know what they say.
Move. Choice. The tycoon pulled out with no other choice. The tycoon pulled out his ultimate move.
You know what they say. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair. You know what they say. Once you
move.
You know what they say.
No other didn't budge at all. With no other choice. Move. The tycoon move. Move.
You know what they say. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheel.
Out his ultimate move.
You know what they say. Once you go black, they say
ultimate move.
You know what they say. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
As
Once you
ultimate move.
You know what they say. Once you go
Move.
You know what they
Move.
You know what they say. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
As soon as those words As soon as those words drop, a woman in a wheelchair. Hurry. As soon as those words drop, as soon as those words dropped, a woman in a wheelchair rolled over. Seeing this, the tycoon hurriedly ordered his men to push her away. Hurriedly ordered his men to push her away. In a wheelchair. A woman in a wheelchair rolled right over her. Seeing this, the tycoon hurriedly ordered his men to push her away. Her man turned, refused. Man sprayed pepper spray. Terrified, the tycoon yet the tycoon refused to give up. Driven to his wits to his wits' end. The man sprayed pepper face and finally the man sprayed straight into his face and finally the man into his face and finally for the escape. Next, headed to the mall to pick out an outfit. An outfit. What? Rushed over to help him out. His friend rushed over to help him out. Finally yet the very next second,
Honey, just relax. Breathe.
it was until the gala kicked off, then finally discovered It wasn't until
Oops. Oops. Oops.
man finally
On a date.
It wasn't until the gala kicked off. Tycoon. It wasn't until the gala kicked off. It wasn't until the gala. It wasn't until the gala kicked off that the man was on the social. That the item up for the date with socialites. Another date with the item up for auction was none other than socialites. The item up for the item up for auction. The item up tycoon through a map was none other than the socialites. Was none other than a date with the socialite. Was none other than a date with the tycoon through a map to make the tycoon with the gods determined to make a massive bid. For auction was item up for auction was none other than a date with the socialites. Or a dinner date. The tycoon through seeing his chance. Massive bid. Tycoon seeing his chance. The tycoon threw down a massive bid. Threw down a massive bid. Bid for a dinner date. Unaware they'd grabbed the wrong people. Unaware they'd grabbed the wrong people. Unaware they'd grabbed the wrong people, and all of